Are you a new or returning player coming back into Battlefront 2 in 2025? Well, don't fear, because this is the series for you. Welcome to the How To series, where we break down every hero in Battlefront 2, from the dark side to the light side, from saber heroes to blaster heroes. This is the series for you. We will break down every single hero's star cards, abilities, general kit, and strengths and weaknesses, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the final video for the How To series guide with the lightsaber heroes. I know it's been a while, and I think I remember promising it to be releasing this video before Christmas, but yeah, I messed up and I didn't do it. So now I am finishing the guide, though, close to Christmas time. Happy New Year to everyone, and Merry late Christmas. But yeah, this is the final guide that I will do, probably for lightsaber heroes. If you guys genuinely do like these guide videos that I do, let me know, please. I know in Battlefront we still have loads of different other heroes to deal with, like Bosk, Boba, all these other blaster heroes, but right now I'm only doing lightsaber heroes, and Greivous is the final one. So I've also moved to the PC setup because I'm hoping that the quality and audio sounds better, because on PlayStation, I think it's with Share Factory or whatever you record with, it's not great. The quality is grainy, and the microphone I have, the headset I use on PlayStation is quite awful. So hopefully moving to the PC should make this basically the best quality guide we'll ever have. And yeah, we will start off with Greivous, talking about his abilities. First, Thrust Surge. General Greivous lunges forward, stabbing his enemies as he pins them down. This guide is probably going to be the most confusing one for me, because I can't lie to you, I don't know how to play Greivous effectively. So take this information with a grain of salt. I will try my best to answer as many questions about Grievous's kit as possible and try to get every detail, but I am nowhere near a complete Greivous pro. I'm not max level. I think my Greivous on my other account is like level 50 or something, so he's probably one of my least played lightsaber heroes, because he's kind of confusing, but I'll give my opinion later. But with Thrust Surge, the point is you hit the ability and you do a long range attack that hopefully connects with your target. Now, there are some bugs that you can do to try and go through block, because it's pretty simple to counter, right? All you have to do is block when they're doing Thrust Surge, and then you can hit a double parry in there. I've done that so many times against a Greivous that's tried to Thrust Surge me, and they failed. Some people, the pros, the people who are more max level, the people who have more experience and know the little bugs and issues with this ability, will try and do something like, I believe, you spin your camera, you dash backwards or you dash forwards, and then somehow that goes through block. From what I've seen from the people that have played against me, the Grievouses that have played against me, this is never connected. I don't know if this bug is like really rare to hear, if it's inconsistent, but it's never been properly used against me and it's never connected. I've always managed to counter Thrust Surge with a double parry. So I don't know if this is like a PC only thing, but the bug is very inconsistent and it's very hard to land. To be honest, Thrust Surge seems kind of like a wasted ability unless you can consistently land that bug. If that bug, let's say, got patched, or like I said, it's inconsistent, Thrust Surge is pretty much useless in the sense that you're going to just get blocked. There's not much to say. I mean, sure, if the opponent is low on stamina, you may be able to follow up with Thrust Surge to try and apply a bit more pressure. And if you put certain cards on, Thrust Surge can have longer range, which may allow you to close the gap between you and your opponent a little bit quicker. That is credit which I will give to Thrust Surge. But it requires certain card setups to be effective, and it just sort of depends on the stamina, the situation, the opponent you're going against. There's loads of different things to consider, so that's where I'll hold Thrust Surge for now. His middle ability, Unrelenting Advance. Greivous ignites 4 lightsabers, deflecting attacks and inflicting damage on anyone foolish enough to challenge him. I have turded on this ability quite a few times in the past, rightfully. It's slow, it's clunky, you have negative 50 sensitivity. I've always been saying it's bad. To the people that have played Greivous, and they have correctly told me, you use this ability when you are low on stamina. So you have Unrelenting Advance, you use the middle ability, and while you are doing this ability, your stamina comes back. That makes sense, fine, fair enough. My problem with this ability is because your sensitivity is so low, it's easy for people to get behind you and just get some free damage in there. Because you can't spin around quick enough to be able to face the opponent. Because from the opponent's perspective, if they're trying to attack you head on with the lightsaber, they're going to take damage, you're going to take no damage. But if they get behind you, that's a different story. They can attack you from behind, you will take damage, and they will not take any damage. Now, you can cancel the ability, but still most likely you are still going to take some sort of damage. I don't know if your reaction is fast enough, or however, that depends on you, but still you're probably most likely going to take some sort of damage by using this middle ability. Obviously, if the opponent is far away, that's different. Yeah, you can use it, recover some stamina, health, and reset the play. But that's just my opinion on the middle ability. Other people that have played Greivous may give a different response to how you use this effectively. From what I've been told by other Greivous players, the best way to use it is generally to recover stamina, recover HP, to get back into the play. Now Claw Rush, which is kind of the main purpose of Greivous, and what his probably best ability. Dropping to a crawl, Greivous scrambles forward, damaging his enemies as he drives them back. Claw Rush is one of his best abilities because it can do knockdown, and you can, I'd say, follow up quite decently. It depends on timing. There is a bug where if you hit someone with Claw Rush in like the first second, by the full duration of Claw Rush you can actually hit them a second time and knock them down a second time. But very rarely does this happen because most people are always blocking, backing away, dodging back, and so you're most likely only ever going to hit them once. With Claw Rush, you also want to make sure you have high sensitivity so that you can spin back around. If you're going against a good player who knows how to counter Claw Rush by dodging, jumping in the sky, getting to high ground, there's ways to counter Claw Rush, but let's say you're fighting on flat surface, you're dueling on some map, I forgot the names, but it's flat surface, there's no cover. Claw Rush can be effective in doing some knockdown, and then you may be able to do a wake-up attack from the Claw Rush to try and get a bit more extra damage from there. The problem with Claw Rush is, even though you take less damage from it, you can still get parried during the Claw Rush, and you can get parried multiple times. If you're going against an experienced player who knows how to parry Claw Rush, you're going to take a bit of damage, which is a big problem. And if you have these other problems with Thrust Surge, Unrelenting Advance, and also Claw Rush, pretty much all your abilities are kinda useless. But that obviously depends if you're going against a really experienced player that knows how to counter Thrust Surge, Unrelenting Advance, and Claw Rush. But Claw Rush can have its benefits, like I said, knocking him down, doing a wake-up attack, and I mean, you can use it to run away as well. You get a little bit of speed, but to be honest, Jedi can follow you very easily. They just have to dodge and chase you. So it's one thing like that I find really interesting about his kit is there's some sort of negative to everything here. But in Trooper modes, Claw Rush is really good, Unrelenting Advance is really good, and Thrust Surge can also be really good. I actually think his kit is more better for co-op, Supremacy, Galactic Assault than the hero modes. But that is his abilities. We're now going to move on to his cards. Now I am on my fresh account, so we can't actually see the icons and everything, but just to hear what I have to say, it's the same thing concept, it's just you won't be able to see what the cards say. I'll pop an image up if I need to. Starting off with Beating Heart. General Grievous has an increased max health regen. One of his supreme cards that every Grievous player runs. Every Grievous player runs Beating Heart, Flesh is Weak, and then some other card. But generally it's Beating Heart and Flesh is Weak because they give you so much health regen. And combined with the damage resist, you basically become a tank. Insane in Trooper mode, should I say. This is unbelievable in Trooper modes. You get into the play, you use Claw Rush, you take little damage, combined with Flesh is Weak, you basically can get back in and out of the fight and return with max HP because of the health regen. It is supreme. There's not much that I need to say about it. It's just really good. Sith Trained. General Grievous deals extra damage with his lightsaber attacks, but they drain 25% more stamina. I believe this card may be able to one-shot normal troopers, I'm not exactly sure. Simple infantry like officers, snipers, and assaults. Heavies, I don't think you will be able to, but at purple card, you can see this does 30 extra damage, and I think that is able to one-shot. Obviously, this comes at a cost of you draining more stamina, but you are able to one-shot troopers, so that is completely up to you. It can be probably a fun card to run, having to one-shot loads of enemies and then claw rushing away. I see the benefit, I see the fun also of playing this card, so completely up to you if you want to just go out slaying these different troopers. It can be a really fun card to run. Jedi Killer. General Grievous can target enemies further away when using the Frost Surge, and at purple card is 50%. So, as I mentioned with Frost Surge, the benefit is you get to back away and potentially chase down your opponent instead. So by Frost Surging, you are able to close the distance much faster than you were to simply run to your opponent by sprinting, to apply more pressure to their stamina, health, etc. So having this increased range can be a benefit, right? Because the longer you are away from your opponent, let's say they're backing away really far, well, now you can chase them down with Frost Surge when you have it. So there is a benefit for this in dueling. If your opponent is weak, you've hit them really hard, they're low on stamina, they're low on health, this is great to follow up an opponent who is backing away for you to close the distance, as I've said, for the benefits of having Frost Surge. So this card can be really good for dueling, so have a look into it. Cowardly Retreat. General Grievous has more damage reduction while Claw Rush is active, and it goes to 90%. That is kind of crazy. So imagine now running Cowardly Retreat with Beating Heart and Flesh is weak. You take very little damage because of the damage reduction from Cowardly Retreat and Flesh is weak. Then you leave the fight with Beating Heart, which regenerates most of your HP anyway, and you're also getting kills, which gives you health back, and you basically can slaughter an entire hallway of troopers fairly easily with Claw Rush because of this card. To get a 90% damage reduction, you become a monster. It doesn't matter if there's 20 troopers there, so long as there's a door you can run away from, if things ever get tight, you're fine. These cards alone will literally make you unstoppable in a hallway. If you can get behind your opponents or catch them off guard, pop Claw Rush, you will literally take no damage. So this is fun to use when you get those hallway scenarios when you're playing Separatists. Pick Grievous, get these 3 cards, and then absolutely slay the hallways, get as many kills as possible. Super fun in trooper modes. In hero modes, I mean, damage reduction is nice, but I think there might be other options to consider, depending on which ability you want to play into. If you want to play into Claw Rush a lot, which a lot of Grievous players do, sure, Cowardly Retreat might be an option for you, just in case you go against those parrying opponents that know how to parry Claw Rush and can do so multiple times. So this just minimizes the damage you take from your opponent. So this can be good in lightsaber duels also. Flesh is weak for every 10% of health missing. General Grievous gains damage reduction, but his health regen speed is halved. The purple card is obviously what you want to go for, and it goes up to 5%. Pretty damn strong. Even though it says health regen is halved, well, you can counter that with Beating Heart, which increases your max health regen. Even though it's not necessarily a speed, you get to recover more of your health back. So it's not necessarily a huge disadvantage, but it can be countered with Beating Heart. Yeah, not much to say here. It's pretty good. You take less damage. The less health you have, the more tankier you become, basically. So if you're sitting around, I don't exactly know how much HP is it, like 300 HP? Around that range, you basically become really tanky. Very good for lightsaber duels, very good for trooper modes. Taking less damage is always really good. And I'm pretty sure this card is actually bugged also, because I don't remember. If you look on the Star Wars wiki, it will tell you sometimes which cards are bugged and which are not. I'm pretty sure this card is bugged in the sense that it's saying health regen speed is halved, but I don't think it actually is. I think it's bugged and you can completely ignore the health regen bug. The card is actually broken, it just gives you damage reduction, so that's kind of crazy. Momentum. Frost Surge deals more damage. Now this card is interesting. In lightsaber modes, I don't think you should play into Thrust Surge, in my opinion. Use it to close distance, but don't use it as the main source of damage. In trooper modes, I think you can mainly one-shot most of the troopers anyway, so I don't think this card is in general that great. If you are someone that plays Greivous and likes using momentum, please tell me what you use this for, because I don't see the benefit of using this in like dueling, because your opponent's always blocking it, unless you can consistently land the thrust surge bug, which is very hard to. In trooper modes, you're one-shotting pretty much everything anyway with thrust surge, I'm pretty sure, apart from heavies. I mean, if you want to finish off heavies, I guess, but in my opinion, I don't think this card is too great. Ceaseless Assault. General Grievous takes less damage while Unrelenting Advance is active. Could this be good? I mean, I guess. The thing about Ceaseless Assault, or Unrelenting Advance, sorry, is that if you're looking at your opponent head-on, all blast shots are going to be deflected. So you won't be taking any damage. The only damage you could take is from explosives and weapon and vehicles and stuff like that. But if you're going against a hallway of just troopers, most of it you can deflect back and you'll take no damage anyway. The only time you may have an issue is when there's explosives, or if the opponents are behind you when you use the attack. If you're getting flanked, then I could see the benefit of using this card, but I feel like you should always be playing in a position that's advantageous to you. So you should always be doing the flanking. You should never be getting flanked. Most people are always playing in hallways anyway, so it should be pretty easy for you to get behind opponents and then just use Claw Rush and just destroy the whole team from behind. You should rarely be in a situation where your back is to the opponent while you're using this ability. So I don't think, because of that, if you're playing really carefully, I think like there is another card that's much better if you know how to play carefully. If you find yourself to be someone who is always getting flanked and attacked from behind when you use the middle ability, then sure, I guess you could see an argument for using Ceaseless Assault. But if you're going for damage reduction, I think you should just do Flesher's Weak and Cowardly Retreat instead. That's just my opinion. People who use this card, tell me more about it and what you guys think. But I don't think this is also a good card to run on Greivous. Deadly Slashes. General Grievous inflicts more damage with Unrelenting Advance. So his middle ability just does more damage. Can this be good? The problem with his middle ability is that his movement is slow and his sensitivity is slow. So it's very hard to sort of react unless you cancel the ability and then run away through a door or from some side door or something like that. Can the extra damage be good? Yes, I guess so. But most people are going to be running away from you at like the same speed as you chase them. If not, they're also faster than you. So, A, you're slower than your opponent who's running away from you. So they can run away and close and make the distance between you and them even further. So now you need to chase them. Probably take more damage from that. I feel like it's better to run a hallway with Claw Rush, and I think that's what most people do, which is why Cowardly Retreat is so good. If you like the middle ability so much, sure, why not? In a competitive point of view, I think more people would do the hallway with Claw Rush than they would with this. You're using the middle ability mainly for defense anyway, so I don't really see the point of having extra damage in, because you're not using the middle ability for offense. There may be a few scenarios where you are behind someone, maybe you don't have Claw Rush active, and so you need to use the middle ability to try and kill the opponent. Sure, that scenario may work for this card. Majority of the time though, you should be using Claw Rush and you should be playing carefully enough that you're running away, you're hiding behind objects, and stuff like that. Once again, this card is something I don't think is used too often, because people just prefer using Claw Rush. Claw Rush is literally Grievous's bread and butter. It's what most people use in terms of his ability. The middle ability should be used for defense, not really for offense. Like I said, there are maybe a few scenarios you could use this, but in the grand scheme of things, you're mainly using it for defense. The final card, Line Up Weaklings. After one enemy has been hit, Greivous deals more damage with Claw Rush. Remember that hallway I talked about? Well, this basically allows you to one-shot most troopers. I don't know if heavies can get one-shot, but I think so. If this keeps on stacking, yeah, you'll basically be able to one-shot every single trooper in the game. It's really good. There's not much to say. In terms of what could you use, you have Cowardly Retreat and Line Up Weaklings. These could be a good pair. I wouldn't say there's specifically one that's better than the other. I guess it depends on how many troopers there are, how safe you play, all that stuff that go into the fact of which card is better. Both of these are good, both of them have their purpose, and you can use them both together. This card is fantastic for trooper modes, so that's what you should be playing into. Okay, so we have run down every single card in the game for lightsaber heroes and for Greivous. So, as always, we start the section off with HVV and dueling. Which cards would you use? Well, the no-brainer is you would use Beating Heart with Flesh is Weak, and then do some sort of Claw Rush card. Cowardly Retreat or line up Weaklings. Because Claw Rush is so used in dueling, it is better than Thrust Surge, it's better than his middle ability. You can do Knockdown, you can do a follow-up attack. And I think this card is also bugged where you don't have to hit an enemy, it's already giving you the 50 extra damage, so another bug for Greivous. It's up to you on what you want to run. Like I said, would you rather take less damage or would you rather deal more damage? That's completely up to your playstyle. That's it. Is there an option for some other cards? I don't think you should be playing into Thrust Surge. You could do Sith Trained. I know people like to run Beating Heart, Sith Trained, and Flesh is Weak. That is also an option. Just doing more damage with your lightsaber. If you can run away and manage your stamina that way, then the stamina problem isn't too big of a deal. Just run away with Claw Rush when the stamina gets low, and then come back with Thrust Surge, and then do the bunny hop technique and slay your opponent. That's all you really need to worry about. The other cards, the increased range can be nice for Thrust Surge. Yeah, the damage reduction, Flesh is Weak. I don't think you should play any of these middle ability cards. Caesar's Assault and Deadly Slashes, I don't think you should play them at all. To be honest, my opinion. But that was the HVV dueling cards. Now onto the co-op, Supremacy and Galactic Assault. What are we playing into? I mean, you could run the same setup, Beating Heart, Sith Trained, Flesh is Weak. For just in general, that's the basic play you could do. Or you could do some sort of Claw Rush build with Cowardly Retreat, line up Weaklings, and then either go for Beating Heart for the health regen. So that makes it when you leave the room, when you've taken a lot of damage, you can recover some of that back. Or if you want to be an extra tank, Flesh is Weak. I think the Claw Rush build is probably one of the best ones for trooper modes. Once again, I don't care about the middle ability, I hate it. His Thrust Surge, I also don't think you should be using it in trooper modes too often. Like, if you're chasing down opponents that are by themselves, sure. But I feel like it's very easy to chase them down without having to use Thrust Surge anyway, so that's just my opinion. But I think, to be honest, Beating Heart, line up Weaklings and Cowardly Retreat could work. Or if you want to, Cowardly Retreat, line up Weaklings and Flesh is Weak to do a different Claw Rush build that's still somewhat similar. You're still using the two main cards, but you're swapping health regen for more damage reduction to be more tanky. Or if you want to leave the room with a bit more HP, then Beating Heart is the way to go with these two. And we have finished the guides. Thank you guys for staying through till the very end. I've been making posts of like, what should I be uploading and stuff like that. A lot of you have been looking into Battlefront 2. Obviously, all the hype and stuff coming back makes sense why I should be making more of these guides. But thank you guys for sticking through and supporting me all the way through. I know a huge boost of my sort of subscribers and views came from Battlefront 2, making these guys, making the tier list stuff, which I might redo for the 2026 stuff. But yeah, that was the lightsaber guides. If you guys think I should continue this series for the other characters, the blaster heroes, let me know. I think for the majority of people, you guys prefer lightsaber heroes. That's kind of what I prefer. But I can always do blaster heroes if you ever feel like that is the case. And since you are sticking through to the very end, please like and subscribe, guys, to let me know if you want to see more of this sort of stuff, if you want me to also update any guides that might be a bit outdated. I know the quality on some of the videos suck because of the PlayStation recording. This is recorded on PC, so this might be the only one that's actually in like ultra 4K quality. I don't even know what it's going to look like post-recording, but this should be the highest quality video that you'll see of the guides, and it should also have the best audio. Let me know through liking, commenting, and subscribing if you guys want me to do the Blaster Heroes, or if you guys want me to play any sort of different games particularly, or if you want me to make maybe guides on other games and stuff like that. I'm basically just sort of experimenting at this time with my YouTube channel, and it's, yeah, I'm kind of lost. So all the comments that you guys can give me, all this sort of support, would be well appreciated. Whew, that was quite the speech. Thank you guys so much for sticking through to the end. And of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.